Hey Weird Family, Morbid Makers here with another Morbid tale. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Krista.
I'm not sure about you, but when I hear the name, the Scissor Sisters, I think of the pop band in the US. But in Ireland, this name is associated with something more sinister. In Ireland, the name the Scissor Sisters refers to Linda and Charlotte Mall from Dublin, Ireland. The crime they were convicted of was so heinous it made the news in all of Ireland. Let's start by looking into the sisters' upbringing. The sisters grew up in a home with 4 other siblings. Their mother, Kathleen, and father, John, had a tumultuous relationship. John allegedly abused Kathleen. As their relationship deteriorated, Kathleen in 2002 began a relationship with a man named Farah Swale Noor.
Noor moved into the family home while Kathleen's husband still lived there. John, while taking some of the children, left the home, leaving Kathleen and Farah stay in the home. The couple stayed in the home for some time, moving out in 2004 to Cork, Ireland, along John's move back into the family home with the children. Farah, like John, was abusive to Kathleen, subjecting her to regular beatings. Apparently, Farah had a hard time keeping his hands to himself. In 1997, he raped an intellectually disabled 16-year-old girl who later gave birth to his son. He also had 2 more children by 2 different women, who also said they were raped. He was to be deported in 1999, back to Kenya, as he had 4 previous convictions for intoxication, threatening, and abusive behavior and assault. He eventually was not because he had these Irish-born children.
Oh, so he was a horrible human being all around. I got it. The family's troubled past followed the girls into their adult lives. Linda dropped out of school and had 4 children, all from the same father, but that relationship did not work out. Linda began dating a man named Wayne Kinsella. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names, guys. This is going to be a continuing thing for me. Continuing the cycle of abuse. Wayne abused Linda and all 4 of her children. The abuse was later investigated, and the children were taken into social service care, and Wayne was sentenced to jail. Linda herself was no saint. She had a history of alcohol abuse and substance abuse, with her drug of choice being heroin. She also served time for larceny in 1993.
Her younger sister, Charlotte, also brought her tough upbringing into her adult life. She was involved in prostitution and also had a history of drug and alcohol abuse. She was in trouble with the law often, being convicted of public order offenses and criminal damage. Kind of makes me think of that whole nature versus nurture thing. How their upbringing may have influenced the lives they led, and maybe if they had a more stable childhood, they would have committed the crime in 2005. They got them labeled as the Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, makes you wonder, right?
Mm-hmm.
If childhood abuse really attributes to later criminal behavior.
Yes.
But let's talk about that day in 2005. On the day of the murder, March 20th, 2005, the family, if you could call them that, were all together. The sisters were drinking and taking ecstasy in the city center of Dublin before returning home to their mother Kathleen's flat, where the partying continued. Some sources stated that Kathleen spiked Farah's drink with drugs, but others don't mention it, so we're not sure which is true. But during the partying, Farah began touching Linda inappropriately, refusing to let her go. This caused Kathleen to get upset and start an argument with Farah.
And apparently, Kathleen became hysterical and began begging the girls to kill him. So Charlotte slashed Farah's throat with a Stanley knife. Then Linda picked up a hammer and hit him on the head numerous times while he was laying on the ground. They ended up stabbing him 20 times before dragging him into the bathroom to dismember him. They used a kitchen knife and hammer to cut off his head, limbs, and penis.
Oh my goodness. I just can't imagine that. It's gross. I read in one source that the forensic psychologist that was working on this case said they dismembered the head and the penis as a sign of power and control.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's a little crazy. But after they completed that act, they placed the body parts in plastic bags and sports bags before dumping them in the canal. But they didn't dump the head there.
Nope, they carried it in a shoulder bag, rode the bus to Timon Park, North Park in Tolgate, South Dublin, and I'm sure I said that city wrong. They buried the head and then threw the murder weapon in a nearby pond.
But that wasn't enough for Linda. A few days later, she went back, dug up the head, and moved it to another location and buried it again. Some sources state that before she reburied it, she bashed it in with a hammer some more, while others state that she said a prayer over it and apologized, saying it was her mother that should have died and not him. Either way, it's still gruesome.
Yeah, it is. And the sisters thought that dismembering the body would keep Farrah's identity hidden. It did not. On March 30th, one of his legs floated up into the canal bank, starting the investigation. His torso was found shortly after, allowing him to be identified by a shirt he was wearing, leading the police to the sisters and Kathleen. At first, the three denied anything, but Linda eventually confessed. With her confession and all the DNA evidence found in the home, the two sisters were put on trial while their mother fled to England.
Another stellar mother right there.
Yep, but don't worry, she would eventually get caught. But the sisters went to trial in 2006. Charlotte received life in prison for murder, while Linda received 15 years for manslaughter. Kathleen was found in 2008, where she was put on the trial for withholding information. She pled guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Both Kathleen and Linda are out of prison now, with Linda only serving 12 years, while Charlotte is still serving her life sentence. Guys, we're going to show you how to make just a little hand bow, you know, similar to the one that I made for my sign here. So you're going to get your however many ribbons you want. We're going to be using 4. You're going to start with your bottom ribbon. You're just going to take this, drop it to the ground. So you have all this to work with. This is going to be your tail. So you're going to leave, you know, a good amount for your tail. I don't know, maybe 6 inches. Make a loop. Well, that's a lie. You're going to pinch it. Twist. Then make the loop. About a 4-inch loop, right? You're gonna pinch again, twist, bring it back over, make the loops about the same size. If you're not sure, you can always bring them up and check. I need to make this side a little bigger. Side just doesn't want to get big enough. There we go. Normally I keep going from here and I hold on to it, but if you're having trouble holding on and manipulating the next ribbon, just grab a pipe cleaner or what is that, a zip tie, and just wrap it around here. That way it's held on and we can just move on. Get it pretty tight so your bow doesn't move. And then you're just going to cut your other guy this size. And that's your base. Next ribbon, do the same thing. Gonna drop to the floor. Now, since you have a base, you can kind of use it as a guide. Pinch, twist, fold over, pinch. This one I'm making just a little bit smaller than the one on the bottom. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just a little bit smaller. You're going to continue to do that with your all of them. So then I pinch it, twist it. Make another loop. So I figured this can be a second. There you go. There's your second one. And then you can just take the pipe cleaner you have on it and just wrap it around. And twist it up. And we're going to cut the tail. Thanks, Jamie, for helping.
Oh, really? All you want to do is this. Now twist. Flip. Measure.
And the good thing with this is, like, let's say, you see how I put it on, this one kind of looks a little bigger on this side. You just pull it through a little bit more since it's not permanent. You can always fix.
You might have to tie it a little sucker up because he's a hot mess.
It's all good. We'll stick them on. And if your little pipe cleaner gets a little short, just grab another pipe cleaner. Stick it on there. Looks like so far. Don't worry about the middle looking kind of messy. I'm going to show you how to cover it up. She's faster than me. Just stick it up there and just wrap it around. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Like Like I said, don't worry about the pipe cleaners. They'll get hidden. Because whatever color you used as the top color for your ribbon, you're going to grab about, I don't know, like a 4-inch piece of it, 3 to 4 inches. You're just going to roll it. And you're going to put the seam of it just like that. And I just super glue mine. I super glue this to here and then this to here. It's the easiest thing to do. And we just wanted to show you guys how to make a hand bow because I know not everybody has a bow maker. I normally use a bow maker, and if you don't have one, I suggest it because it's easier for me. There's some different crafters like different things, but I enjoy a good bow maker.
Normally, we like to dedicate our crafts to the victims in the story. I find it hard to do so here. So we'd like to dedicate our craft to the victims and survivors of domestic abuse.
If you or someone you know is suffering from abuse, please get help. You are not alone. There is always a way out.
And again, thank you for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, and tune in next time for another Morbid Tale and Craft.
Until then, be relentless, be unstoppable, be the weird.